And thank you, Wellington, for your courage. Going on strike is not an easy thing to do, and I know that's not a decision you make lightly. So I applaud you and all your coworkers' courage to stand up and do the right thing. It's not the first time that I've stood with, prayed with, or fought with Loretto workers. In 2006, when Advocate Healthcare was closing down Bethany Hospital and moving it to become a long-term care facility, Loretto workers were there with those workers, standing side by side in their fight to maintain healthcare resources on the West Side. And there were West Side pastors, there were South Side pastors, North Side pastors. We all came together because we knew that that community needed those resources. They need healthcare. They need jobs. And now we're here looking at Loretto facing a strike because the hospital refuses to invest in their workers. And that's not right. These are people, as you all know, are on the front lines of this healthcare crisis during a pandemic, putting themselves and their families at risk, and they should be honored and celebrated and not be forced to make difficult decisions like whether or not they should walk a picket line to get what they deserve. They deserve it, and Loretto should pay it. Now, I want to say something else about the bigger forces at play here. Mentioned that Loretto is not a highly resourced institution, and I get that. But I think also if Loretto invests in their workers, then the rest of us, the rest of our society, our state and city, we need to marshal the resources from the 1% hospitals like Northwestern and other places and invest it in the West Side, where they can really put those resources to good use, lifting those life expectancies of people, giving care to those that need it the most. Because when we do those types of things, when we allocate resources from the wealthy 1% to those most in need, I'll tell you this much, God smiles upon that because that is truly righteous, to care for the sick and to care for the vulnerable. That's what Jesus did every day. And so that's what our society needs to do today. Is to put resources in those places where people truly, truly, truly need them. And so I'm here today to call on Loretto to invest in your workers. And if Loretto invests in their workers and gives them a fair contract, then I promise that we will fight to get investment in Loretto and the rest of the West Side.